Hello, my name is Tam. Today, I would like to demonstrate my Honor project, a restaurant backend API application written by Django with AWS Blue-Green deployment on ECS, Elastic Container Service. The first thing I'm going to show you today is to push an update to my GitHub repository, and it will finally change the content here. Okay, let's go to the VS Code, and this is the index.html, and let me add something new here. Modified at 118 10 p.m. Let's save it and push it to my Git repository. Now let's go back to my code pipeline console. Actually, the code pipeline is a CI/CD pipeline that we can use it to continuously make changes or improvement to our application. In my project, I use the code pipeline to achieve the blue-green deployment to my Docker container that is hosted in ECS. The reason for me to do this first is because the execution of the code pipeline is going to take some time, and once it is triggered, we can just leave it there and go to the next part of my demonstration today. And the goal for me to do this project is to explore cloud service using my own code. By the time when I was studying for the AWS certification, I could only able to use the sample code provided by the textbook, and now I have my own Django project. I have my RDS database, so now I can use the AWS service with my own code. Now let's go to the Insomnia application, and today I'm going to demonstrate some customer function here. And first, let's go to the get my order request and click send. And now we got an error message which is I'm not authorized to access this page, and the solution is to log into the system and set the authorization header. This happens because I haven't set my authorization header here, or the header itself is expired. So to fix this if problem, let's go to the customer login request and use the predefined username and password to proceed the login to my application. Send. Okay, now it's that I've successfully logged in, and it's also returned me a token. Actually, this token is called JWT, JSON Web Token, which is commonly used for authentication in API requests. Now, let's go back to get my order request, and let's turn on the authorization header, remove the old one, and paste the new one we have just obtained, and click send. Okay, now I can see my previous order here. And how about to make a new order? Yes, we can do this. But before adding a new order, so why don't we go to the show menu endpoint or and show menu request to see what we can order today. Here we got some food here. And today I would like to order steak and iced tea and chicken wing, which is 135 here. And now let's go back to the add order request and change it to 1, 3, and 5 here. And don't forget to turn on the header and click send. Okay, now it said the order number 21 has been created with item number 1, 3, and 5. Now let's go to the get my order request to confirm whether or not my new order has been added to the database. Now let's click send. Okay, now I can see my request here. And now we have the customer token here. What about if we use it to access the start pages, such as show or order request here? Let's try it. No, I'm not authorized to access this page. This happens because in my implementation of the JWT, I've set a parameter to separate the customer and staff token. So basically, we cannot use the customer token to access the staff pages and vice versa. And now I have to obtain a token for staff and change it here to show the order. Okay. So the next topic I would like to discuss today is the challenge I faced in my project. One of the challenge I faced was about the security of my database information. We know that we can modify the Docker file here to add some database um, credentials here, and finally it will be built as the environment and variable of in the Docker image. But I didn't want to do this. I would like to have another way to store my password because I'm sharing my source code via the GitHub repository. So actually, everyone can access my source code, including my password if I write it here. So to solve this problem, I've modified the task definition.json for the ECS Elastic Container Service to refer to another AWS service, which is called SSM System Manager. Now I've stored my database username and password and other information here. So even someone get my source code, he or she is not going to know my actual database information. Okay, so now let's go back to the code pipeline and see how is this going. Let's click details. Okay, so now it seems that a new container has been created and now it is waiting for 5 minutes. And after this, the existing container, the old container will be terminated because it is what the blue green deployment does, which is to deploy a new container and terminate the old one. Okay, now let's go back to the index page of my project and let's click refresh. Now we can see that a modification has been made here. And let's go to the ECS console. And now you can see we have two tasks running here. The 61 is a new task and the 60 is the old one. Finally, the 16 will be terminated by the code pipeline. Okay, that's all I wanted to show you today. Thank you very much for watching my presentation. Thank you.